Have you ever thought to yourself, wow, this carton of eggs looks really expensive. I wonder if another store has it for a cheaper price. Or wow, this gallon of milk costs an arm and a leg. I could just get my own cows and sell my milk from them. If so, you are a real behemoth. Hi, my name is Jelena Bain, and I live in Bahamas on a beautiful island called Exuma. Our beaches are extraordinarily beautiful and are a key attraction for tourists. But personally, what I love the most besides our crystal clear waters are the delicacies provided by our local vendors and restaurants. Though this can get very crowded, as each stall now has to compete for the attention of consumers. An all-out food war starts. This is what we call competition, but from a business standpoint. Imagine you've just opened your stall, everything prepared and laid out, and Sally Sue decides she would like to open one right next to you. Both of you butt heads because you sell the same thing, conch salad. So naturally, you must find ways to attract your patrons, whether that be having fresher vegetables, fruits, or adding more conch to your bowls. These tactics are used throughout a myriad of businesses when their product idea is in use with another business. Your main objective? Being unique. Now, let's say you beat Sally and your conch stall is the best in your area. You have to find a place to store all of that money. Your option is banking. But if you live where I live, that tends to be hard as banks aren't readily available over in the Family Islands. In the last 2 years, Exuma, Abaco, Andros, and Long Island have experienced the closure of 2 of its banks, Scotiabank and Bank of the Bahamas. This dealt a serious blow to our local economies, especially with the recent pandemic of COVID. The re-emergence of competition in banking is critical to ensure that banking services are at least fulfilling the demand for them. The long lines at the singular bank on the island of Exuma, coupled with the constant issues with automated teller banking here, make clear that there is a local need for competition. But nationally, the Bahamas can use more competition in banking. Competition in banking helps to improve services because banks realize that there are several options available to consumers. And, like food vendors, they need to hustle for that sale. According to the International Development Bank's Caribbean First Quarterly Bulletin of 2019, the absence of greater price competition among the 6 Bahamas-based commercial banks has caused an increase in lending rates and costly products that are inaccessible for some Bahamians. This report suggests that there is a direct relationship between competition and both the cost and access of banking services in the Bahamas. Let's bring it back to Exuma. It is safe to say that there is an absence of adequate banking services here on the island, but there are other businesses operating like banks, such as number houses. Although there are limitations to the degree that these organizations can handle financial transactions, they are still competing with banks because they handle some amount of cash for its clients. These organizations do not levy monthly fees, so persons find this more agreeable in terms of saving cash. In order for banks to thrive and have a greater reach, they must compete with all organizations that have the potential to take from their customer base. As I close, this topic is not a complex one to understand, but I understand that it is not as easy to put into practice. Competition is difficult, whether you are the owner of a food stall or a banking institution. However, it is certainly necessary. I still enjoy my Bahamian delicacies, and I always have a hard time choosing the perfect food vendor. I am looking forward to more competition in banking so that I can shop around and pick the best, because competition is essential to increase the supply of Bahamian banking services.